Damn it! Of course, I messed up the right one. Um, hello, everybody. Welcome. We are here to watch Oxy and the Uwu Good Boys battle to the death in mech on mech combat. I'm the Trout, and I'm here with Lumi, and we will be casting
good
today.
evening.
How are you
Great
doing
to be
tonight?
here.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean it's very late. I'm actually from Europe, so it's like 4 a.m. right now. But it's awesome to cast matches, and so I'm here.
Awesome. Well, welcome. I'm glad I can be casting with you. So right before we jump into it, just a quick overview of the standings. Oxy and the Clan Uwu, good boy, is they are pretty close between each other, with only kind of an offset of about like 30-40 points. Today, if Oxy actually does a full sweep, they will have a really good shot at getting into second, because they are behind the European Redcoats. That being said, the Uwu Good Boys here are fighting for fourth and to usurp Oxy and take their crown. So with that, I think they're ready to go, right, Lemmy?
Yeah, we're ready to head straight into the first match.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean I think it's a very interesting matchup because they are like if Paw Patrol is winning this, like they are winning against their direct competitor. So for them, this is definitely like if they lose this match, it will be very hard to catch up to Oxy or European Redcoats.
Yeah. Oh. No, it's definitely that I like. This is my favorite part of the season because it's always that do or die time, you know?
Oh yeah, the standings are kind of like closing in. It's getting more and more. I mean, the first matches are already like very important, but now you can kind of see who you're going to have to stack up against, kind of.
So it's really interesting. The trial mech this time is 4 SRM6s, but they start the mechs like they pick the biggest map for this for a very, very close range encounter. So looks like we got. Oh, go for it.
One thing that I think is very interesting is that this duel, this 1v1, can be over like literally with the first volley, because the 4 Astrum 6 are more than enough to take off a Kid Fox leg, and once you're leg, it can be very, very difficult to come back. And if I'm not mistaken, if these actually use the set of 8, I think the Kid Fox D set of 8 has like missile spread quirks, so they are very accurate for Clan Astrams.
Nice. Okay, so we got Deer Moon kind of trying to sneak up on Superfly, and it looks like
succeeds.
Yeah. Oh,
free first shot, but didn't seem to do that much damage. Oh, and Superfly, I think almost taking 20% with one volley.
Yeah, we've got a right CT open there on Deer Moon.
Oh, and gone.
Oh, yep.
But he lags, right? Superfly is lagged. So if he plays this smart, he can still win it.
Yeah.
Oh, but that
Oh.
XL checked. I mean, Clan XL checked.
Yeah. Well, it was close. But
it was close.
At the end of the day, you know, the Superfly brought it out on top.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and what is happening with my computer? Yeah, so we'll go ahead and
I published.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think it's actually kind of surprising. They succeeded in their ambush, but I guess Superfly must have like moved in an unpredictable way at just the wrong second for Dumit to like land his shot.
Yeah. And looking at the damage numbers as I try to figure out why my computer's going crazy. Oh, because my stream deck was going nuts. Okay, go ahead and submit that. So looking at the stats here, Diamond only was able to pull out 51 damage to Superlies 135, I believe it was.
Yeah.
So it's just very targeted. All right. So now we'll go ahead and, as the contestants get ready, we will go ahead and look at... Why are you doing this to me today, buddy? Look at something.
So the second match is going to be on Boreal Reach, and it is going to be a medium and a light mech.
Nice.
No, do you have any mech predictions? What the teams are going to bring?
It could be a lot of different things, right? Like we could see some of the Arctic Wolves, like with the SRMs, if they're going to go in with a brawl, but that would prevent them from taking it over in the future, right? For the light side, I would expect to see Kit Foxes, because that seems to be some of the strongest contenders, but that would be kind of where my head's at. How about yourself?
I mean, I think for the medium, it will probably go one of two ways. Either we are going to see like a Stormcrow with lots of red lasers, or we are going... I mean, maybe a Black Liner. Black Liner would also be something that wouldn't surprise me. Or we could also see like a Streak Huntsman. For the light mech, I mean, as I already said, I'm not that familiar with light mechs, but I think the Kit Fox Purifier with machine guns and red lasers is a very strong choice. But I also wouldn't be surprised by like a Janna or something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of the fun part about the 2v2. You can really kind of almost see anything, right? And especially with Boreal Reach being as kind of just as open as it is, it's...
Oh yeah, I mean, you could also see teams bringing something more long range, right? It is open enough, but at the same time, it's kind of gambling the match on whether you can actually lag the mech in one or two alphas.
Yeah.
Oh, and Paw Patrol is locked.
Awesome. All right. So it looks like we're just waiting for the go from Oxy. I know Diedrich and Brandon both are strong light and medium players for Oxy. So this should be a real treat to see.
Oh yeah. I remember in ISC, Brandon was always piloting light. So I'm assuming he's going to be the light specialist for this drop as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, really excited to see it.
Definitely.
So we had 85 tons against 75 tons, right? Something like that.
Yep. So it looks like here we've got... That looks like a Jenner and a Stormcrow on the Uwu side, and then over there on the Oxy side, we have another Jenner, and it looks like, I don't know, something is so dark I can't really see it.
Arctic Wolf.
Arctic Wolf.
It's actually a Nova. That's interesting. I wonder if that's with ear mediums or with small pulses.
Oh, Novas. Yeah. Funny enough, Nova.
6 small pulse, 8
sorry.
micropulse. Yeah, don't worry about it. So it's a build that can actually shoot all its lasers at once. That's, I mean, not unusual, I'd say, but still, interesting choice.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like Hedgehog is trying to sneak in. Hopefully, he doesn't live up to his mech's name, because Nova in Spanish is no-go. So, so hopefully he can actually make a go of this.
It's really interesting. It looked like Oxy is just waiting behind their like spawning hill, um, giving Paw Patrol the chance to make the first move.
Yeah. Paw Patrol's
I,
being really cagey about it, though. They are just kind of dancing around, just right around the corner from Oxy. So
I mean, they must know something's wrong. Like 1.5 minutes is enough time to cross this map twice over.
yeah,
So
and
they must know
Ox-
something is up.
Oxy's got a UAV up too, so they probably can see Paw Patrol. So yeah, so it's just a
So on the Jenna, it's 6 SRAMs. On the Arctic Wolf, it's 5 SRAMs and a Flamer. That's actually interesting. I mean, I'm not an expert on Arctic Wolf builds, but you'd expect it to carry more SRAMs than the lighter Jenna.
looks like Uwu's going in.
Okay.
We got ourselves a brawl.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was a strong hit.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah,
Yeah,
they dropped that
volatile
Jenner
match, I guess.
fast. Yeah. All right, yeah, Brandon is pretty fresh. The Nova's taking a beating. We got a
Yeah,
bit of a
that-
circle of death going on. All
Yeah, I mean,
right.
it took some time to get going, but then I'd say it was a very explosive finish. Like,
Yeah.
that took how long? 20 seconds at most, right?
Yeah, if that. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. So go ahead and get those stats
Yep. Got them.
over and put it into the lobby.
Oh, yeah.
And, we will go ahead and switch over to the results screen.
Yeah, Angry Ninja in their Jenna. It looks like they got like half a volley off. Well, maybe one volley, and
Yeah.
then they got destroyed.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was pretty unforgiving there. So
Pretty brutal. Yeah.
yeah,
I suppose in a matchup like that, the Jenna is actually getting punished for having this huge torso, right? If you're playing against something red lasery or with MGs that are hit scan, the geometry is still important, right? But against SRAMs, right, being big means that it's a lot easier to hit all those SRAMs in the same component, right? So in that case, bringing that Jenna against 2 SRAM max was kind of, yeah.
it ended up not working out so well for him.
Yeah, it's probably not fair to say that it is like countered, but it is definitely the type of light mech where its size is actually disadvantageous more than against others.
While we're taking a look at this, I'm gonna jump over to the chat. We've got that my rival Fish jumped into chat, pointing out that though I might have won the victory, I have never actually successfully landed the killing blow on them. So, yeah. And then Cheriglue's in the chat correcting me, saying that apparently the mechs used in duels actually do not count against all the rest of the drops. So that Arctic Wolf that Oxy used will not count against them going forward in, like, if they want to pull 4 drops and drop 2, or 4 Arctic Wolves and drop 2 or something like that. So that's interesting.
By the way, we are seeing once again on test A, 1 assault and 1 medium mech for each of the teams. So I personally think that for the assault spot, the Direwolf is kind of a done deal. I would be surprised to see anything else.
Yeah.
Just because Test A is such a huge map. Like, you can get close to the other team, but it is much easier to just stay at 1,000 meters and shoot each other with Docker. I think both
Definitely.
teams are already locked. That is
Oh,
moving
sweet.
fast. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, then let's put this along. Let's jump right into the match.
Yeah. Um,
All
for the
right.
medium though, um, I think the Vapor Eagle is probably the best choice for playing at a similar range.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm excited to see what they are bringing. Maybe the medium is going to operate independently from the assault and
Oh.
will bring
Well,
something more mid-rangey.
interestingly enough, over here on the Uwu Good Boys side, we have It's Me and 17 rocking a Hunchback with ATMs,
With
and then
ATMs. Okay, that's
yeah,
nice.
four sets of ATMs. And then we have the an interesting build out too with the Artois Dire Wolf. They are running an AC-20, two AC-10s, and two AC-5s.
Okay.
So
Oxy is playing it a bit more as I expected with the Direwolf. It's just a very standard 8 CAC2 build. I think if they manage to just stay out in the open, that build is going to be strongly favored against the more brawly Daka Direwolf. Though I think we saw like these more brawly direwolves on the Assault Light mech 2v2 in Steiner Colosseum a lot.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Just kind of zooming in a little bit. I don't know if they've really seen each other yet. Oh, yep.
I mean, yeah, there they go.
There it is. Oxy has spotted the prey.
Yeah.
Go ahead and look at this one real fast.
It's pretty interesting. Just from the equipment of the mechs, for Paw Patrol, it's kind of the medium that has the long range firepower, even though ATMs aren't really going to keep up with 8 AC2s.
Right.
While for Oxy, that's obviously the Direwolf. The Stormcrow, though, has red lasers and would be kind of the foil to the darker Brawl Direwolf.
Yeah.
But I think what we're going to see is just Jackal.
It looks like actually the Stormcrow got caught out a little bit and has been taking some punishment from those ATMs.
Yeah.
But the Direwolf Artois is actually on the receiving end of Jackal's Direwolf in the AC2s.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think Oxy is making a mistake right now. They are getting closer when they really shouldn't. Like, they have all their firepower capable of fighting at ranges over 1,000 meters, while Paw Patrol has so far been struggling to do meaningful damage to him. But now they're getting close. And it's still way too much distance from Azarius to be effective, right? The pulse lasers have a optimal range of like 160 meters. This is really not good. Like, Jackal at this distance, I mean, it's still an even matchup, but over longer distances, he would just reign supreme.
Yeah. So looking at that, as he's got a lot of red armor. Having played against Mezzi, I know traditionally they're a pretty aggressive player, so this is kind of in line with their stance of really kind of advancing through here. So
yeah,
they're just...
I think maybe in that case they are pulling their teammate into a situation.
Yeah.
So I mean, as long as Paw Patrol isn't pushing their advantage, as long as they aren't making anything happen.
Oh, it looks like the Stormcrow and the Direwolf are just ready to face off there.
Jackal is also like still armored. As I say that, he's open CT, and Mazarius is kind of leaving him alone.
Yeah, let's see. Look at that. Oh, right leg open too. Look at that. Jackals goes down.
Yeah.
Artorias is still up, but he's gonna punish Mezzy.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
he-
Mazarius,
yeah,
he shuts down, I think. He overheated. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a bit weird. Like Mazarius kind of pushing aggressively, and then the moment his teammate needed him, he kind of drew back, and then had too much distance at the end to the Hunchback to close it
Yeah.
out.
It definitely, I don't know, I've been in those positions. Like, you start to see blood, and all of a sudden, you're like, I just want that kill. I know if I get around the corner, I can get that kill. And sometimes that instinct doesn't really serve you too well.
Yeah.
So, let's go ahead and switch over to the results screen. Take a look.
Well, this is actually nice to see. The ATM Hunchback doing some work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can also see that for Oxy, the 8AC2 really did most of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, it's definitely like I'm pretty impressed, right, that the Hunchy was able to actually kind of keep up with that dire well. And also too, it scored the final kill on both of the mechs, so that's kind of a really, I don't know, it's just nice to see kind of a strategy like that play out.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean,
guess
I suppose it has to have been the factor that made Oxy push, right? They probably just felt pressured by the Hunchback to make something happen due to the lock-on nature of the weapons, right? Maybe that was what made them give up their range advantage.
Yeah, it's just always so hard to tell, not being in those seats. I was watching GRAM play today, actually, like one of his clips, and it was really impressive to see, like, not only how much bloodlust he has, but how he was able to keep it under control. And, even like areas that I would have pushed in at, he was able to keep himself, and just keep it under control and, really manage and, keep a good position at all times. So,
oh yeah. Have you seen some of the builds that he is actually playing? A couple of days ago, on one of his streams, he was playing a Direwolf with 2 Gauss rifles and I think 6 or even 7 ear larges to back it up. And he had armor stripped everywhere, like even the CTs, like 60 armor off of every component at least. But he made it work. He got like 1.6k damage on Hibernal or something. It was crazy. And people were just scared to engage him because obviously that's an insane damage potential.
Yeah, it's really interesting, actually. I like casting the kind of like the lower divs, and I like playing in the lower divs because, like, GRAM's stunting that in quick play, but like, it gets to playing and they're just going to be range trading. But in the lower divisions, because from lack of mechs or just kind of time that you've spent in the game, you just see so many much more crazy strats. Kind of taking that and segueing into it, I got the map up now. Theta is really going to be the key point here in Crimson Straits. But what do you expect them to be doing, the teams today?
I mean, I think Oxy really has a couple of strong light pilots, so I'm expecting them to split their tonnage, right? So go with like 3 lighter mechs and then 2 heavier ones. From the games I've played against Paw Patrol, though, they really value staying grouped up together and having good cohesion. So for them, I can imagine them just bringing a lot of very similar mechs. So maybe like a couple of Arctic Wolves and a Janna, something like that.
Mhm.
Though I mean, obviously that doesn't fit the tonnage they are showing right now.
Yeah. I
But
think
yeah, so
this. Oh, go for it. I'm sorry.
no, I mean that I would just wanted to wrap it up, right? Like
Mhm.
so more split for Oxy and more homogeneous for Black Panther Legion.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess with that, right? Like, I mean, so kind of taking that into account, we'd probably end up seeing the Arctic Wolf Viper deck that's been kind of the staple throughout this entire tournament. And looking at this, right? So you can see they might ignore Theta and just come straight around to engage at the saddle. They could do a tunnel push and see what Oxy's going to do here. Or they can just kind of come down and sit here in Theta, right? I guess from Oxy's perspective, assuming they're not going to do anything crazy like get up on the hill and try and, control range, they might split up and send, Diedrich, and I think Diedrich and Brandon are their key light pilots. Might send them up north, and everybody else could pushes the saddle to kind of do like a flanking maneuver. They might just try to book it all straight to get to Theta first. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if Oxy does split up like that, like, how effective that's going to be, and, if they're going to be able to take the Paw Patrol by surprise.
How common have streaks been for this drop in the G spot?
You don't really find streaks in the G spot all that much that I've seen. People prefer the higher damage output. Just a real hard thing to find here.
Okay. That is actually surprising because in the divs that I I wouldn't say follow, but I mean I'm playing with Dragoons for this tournament, and I'm kind of following along what NAF is doing. And for both, and we're in different divisions with those two teams, right? And for both, streaks have been very common, and lock-on weapons in general have been very common for the first drop.
Interesting. I will have to check more of those higher division matches.
I mean, it's not like it's not like high division. Like Dragoons are Div D and NAF is playing Div E, so it's not. I think for Tournament of Stars, the divisions are a lot. How do you say, flatter? I'd say, right? There isn't such a huge difference between them. I feel.
Yeah, I don't know. For when you're a terminal tier 5 player, it's always nice because everybody is up, so you always get to look up. Oh, did I see they locked?
Oh yeah, Mazara's locked. I completely.
Okay.
I'll just let them know
good.
that we're launching, so they aren't like, okay, why didn't they launch like a minute ago?
Yeah, we'll cut their banter short and jump right into the match. All right.
And they're not being paid to talk, right? They're paid to shoot each other.
Exactly. Wait, we're paying them? Whoops.
No, I mean, but they are being paid, right? At the end, for all
paid an MC, yeah.
Yeah, for their blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah. Looking at the points, actually, they are pretty even. So we have, we have just like it's 8 points to 8 points. So that's really good for the Paw Patrol and not as great for Oxy. Oh, so looking at the mechs on the Paw Patrol side, we've got an interesting mix. It went kind of the other way than what we thought. We've got 2 Arctic Wolves, a Mistlynx, a Kix Fox, and an Ebon Jag. With, let's see, what is it? The Arctic Wolves probably both being the SRM6s. The Ebon Jag flying not only amazing colors and shoot me flags, but rocking ER medium lasers and pulse lasers and Star Command. Oh, I already talked about him. And Superfly also being, actually, we were just talking about it, right? The streaks on the Kit Fox. What do you got over there in the for Oxy?
Yeah, as you already said, it's kind of a flipped script, right? Oxy is actually the team that's bringing the homogeneous deck. We have. Let me click you. He's not letting me click him.
How rude.
Yeah, really rude. Okay, we have actually Flamers on Mazarius' Arctic Wolf, 2 Flamers, 4 SRM 6 with Artemis, and a Laser AMS.
Oh.
Then on Quantum Rad's Arctic Wolf, we have 9 SRM 6.
Wow.
That is a lot of firepower. Then the Jenna, finally letting me click him, 6 SRM 6. Brandon, 1 Flamer, 5 SRM 4. And I think I only haven't clicked Jackal. 1 Flamer, 5 SRM 4. I'm assuming that's a special variant, because 5 SRM 4 kind of seems undergunned for an Arctic Wolf otherwise.
Yeah. Alright, so looks like Oxy is pushing in, and Paw Patrol is planning to fight at the Theta cap point.
Yeah, and you can also already see both teams dropping UAVs. So even though they might not have spotted each other, they definitely have spotted these UAVs and know that they both went straight for the cap. Okay, so this is actually looking kind of similar to that Boreal Reach match, where like similar max board brought. Yeah. Oh, that is interesting. The Ebon Jack is actually laser armored, right?
The large pulses.
Oh yeah, that might actually force Oxy to engage, or at least give them the feeling that they need to engage.
Yeah. Oh, looks like we got.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
All right, looks like we're gonna have a brawl over here. Let me zip on over as they come right around the corner. Look at that. So
yeah, it looks like a lot of early damage is going to the Mistlings though. Oh, did he get stuck on the Janna? That
I think so.
But
yeah.
He seems to have all his legs intact. And yeah, now the Ebon Jaguar is kind of becoming a liability. Like there's just 60 tons getting locked down by a Flamer.
Yeah, that's rough. Oh, got Ralphie as the first one to go down. Fall to Diedrich. But Star Commander was able to strike back, dropping Jackal. I was really sus about the Flamer choice, but it seems to be working out pretty well for Oxy. You know.
Yeah, the Mistlings is surviving forever though.
Yeah. It is doing some
35%,
work.
35%, but I think it's halved. Okay, now it goes down.
Yep. Alright. Flamer coming out again. Oh, right into Superfly.
Yeah, the Street Kit Fox is also getting lower and lower.
Yeah. It's gonna be really interesting to see the damage numbers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Alright. Will Superfly be able to pull one last kill off?
Every kill counts.
Yeah. No, the Flamer had him locked down. So that's unfortunate.
We failed.
So Mezzy had an open CT, but they were not able to capitalize on it. Oh, but they did actually take down Quantum Roll. So yeah, so I guess they got that third kill after all.
I mean,
I didn't even
think
see that.
Did they cook themselves?
You know, I don't know.
I mean, we'll see in the team stats. I mean, there's only 2 kills, but there's 3 dead. So yeah, he must have cooked himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking at the damage,
all right.
I don't know what happened to Ralphie. He actually got oh no, that's match score. He got some damage. Probably shot his team more than the enemy then. Maybe
Yeah.
just an unfortunate strike. Though I don't really remember seeing a strike.
Mm-mm. Well, I mean, Ralphie did have all those SRMs, so maybe it was just somebody
Yeah.
walked in front of him and Ralphie just felt like hugging his own teammate, which
Yeah.
we all do from time to time. I think
Oh
the
yeah.
last match I played in, I killed Jimmy. Whoops. So
Oops. War crimes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's friendly fire. I was just being friendly.
Yeah.
Uh,
On the Oxy side, you can actually see the two Arctic Wolves that ran the 5 SRAM 4 and the Flamer build,
mhm,
um, doing the most damage.
yeah. So, and then Brandon and Diedrich too are also their key kind of medium players, right? So,
Mm.
they I was definitely, especially after the showing that they saw with the first 2v2 drop, I was definitely expecting to see some work done out of them, and they Brandon in particular kind of lived up to that.
Mm.
On the BPL side, on the Paw Patrol, Superfly and that Kit Fox, we were talking about streaks earlier, and streaks seem to really have worked out well for them, being the damage leader,
Oh yeah.
and
Well,
I think
I mean,
prob-
Star Commander actually got more damage, but Superfly took 4 components off his opponent's max. So,
Oh, right.
but yeah, Ralphie actually dealing almost as much team damage as damage to the enemy. Maybe that is what blew up that Mistlings at the beginning.
Oh yeah,
Right?
that
That was gone really quickly. Maybe that was just one bad alpha at the mech that was coming around the corner. And
yeah.
speaking of figuring out how these things happen, right? I think
Mhm.
Quantum Ra was in the Arctic Wolf that ran 9 SRAM 6s. So
Oh,
that is definitely, if that was his mech, that is definitely something that makes it very easy for you to cook yourself with. So maybe he just misclicked
yeah.
and blew his back out.
Yeah, that would be an unfortunate way to go. Um, better than falling off a ladder and blowing your back out, though. Let me tell you. So as we switch over to the map screen, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to see. Let me go ahead and close this. Let's go ahead and look at the chat. They are at the middle of the last drop, like kind of in the first foray. Um, its comment was to check out the BPL's extra snazzy paint job, so we'll make sure that we get some good up close ones of that coming up. Uh, other than that, just some really good commentary on just what's going on in general. So feel free to hop on in if you're ghosting. But moving forward, let's take a look at the map, shall we? What is the play here, you think? This is a weird one.
Oh yeah, I think Rubelite is definitely one of the more complicated maps to strat around. Like, I personally have always struggled with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Epsi is actually the cap we're playing around.
Epsi, you are correct.
yeah.
I am not. All right. Boom. Right there.
So we have like some high ground here that is easy for Team 1 to take. So if they want to play a bit more like distance, they definitely have the option. Extending from there, it's like it is blue laser range. So you have that option if you want to. On the other side, for Team 2, you really only have like for high ground the option of going this way. I may actually toggle the grid.
Oh yeah, please.
Into Fox 5. But I don't know, if you go there and the opposing team set up somewhere in Echo 4, that can be really dangerous because there's almost no cover in this area.
Mhm.
Like as soon as you step onto this area, there's nothing protecting you. So I feel like from Team 2, we are probably going to see something moving like here or going low ground, and then
Yeah.
trying to brawl, stay in cover, get close to the position of Team 1.
Yeah, and metagaming a little bit. I know the Paw Patrol really enjoys a good punch in the face and punching other people in the face. So, I wouldn't be shocked if we see them just kind of beelining straight in as well to kind of go in for the brawl, and not worrying too much about range. That being said, like you said, like if you're going to do any kind of like oppression, with any kind of range or kind of any mixed deck, like Team 1 is the only one that's going to be able to really pull it off. So we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, and I think we just saw them bring an Aben Jaguar, so maybe they are feeling adventurous and bring something that is usually not their style. Yeah, I think for Max, Darker is probably also a really popular thing, right? For this drop in particular. Once again, how do you feel about splitting the tonnage versus going for a lot of Max with similar tonnage? Like you could bring a bunch of Mad Dogs, but you could also like bring 1 or 2 lights and some 90-ton assaults or something like that.
Yeah, I guess I think it really kind of comes down to pilot composition and really what your pilots are going to be rocking. Looking at the tonnage as they kind of put it together, like Oxy's at 290, right? And as we've talked about, Brandon and Dietrich both are most at home in lighter, faster mechs. So, I could see Oxy really doing that. But again, I'm not as familiar with the Blood League, or not the Blood League, the Paw Patrol pilots to really kind of say which way that they would go. They seem to be feeling like a wild card tonight, so who knows what we'll see. For me personally, I also tend to like the lighter, faster mechs myself. So when the Sabres play, we generally split tonnage because I'll go light so that somebody else who's much better in an assault can take advantage of that. All right. So it looks like Mezzi just locked, so I believe both sides are locked.
Okay. I will just give them the go ahead, and then we'll go into the next match.
All right. Oh, and I forgot to update the points, so I can do that while loss, but you got 3 kills.
How much is it? 22-9, something like that.
Yeah, it's 22-13 because
13.
Paw Patrol got 3 kills.
Oh yeah, right. The
one right there at the end. All right. I'm glad the last couple's cast, well, my first couple casts that I've done have been scuffed because of things that I've done. This time it just scuffed because my Stream Deck crashed, so that makes me feel like I'm working my way up. Okay, so jumping into the mechs with the Paw Patrol, we've got a whole bunch of linebackers and Arctic Wolves, so they're gonna make a run directly to go punch people in the face, like we were talking about. A bit of a mixed deck over that you've got over there with Oxy, though.
Oh yeah, this is much more what I was expecting from them, like just splitting it between lighter mechs and heavier mechs. Especially the Viper is really, really strong for its tonnage. So using that to get something that packs a bit more of a punch in a brawl is, I think, the correct move for this map. It's also the very standard Viper build, like 8 heavy machine guns and then 3 energy weapons. In this case, for Mazarius, it's 3 heavy small lasers, which is actually a weapon choice with which you could overheat it. If you really try. Like, it's still difficult, right? It's not like you fire it once or twice and you're overheat, but it's possible. Contraball actually bringing the same build. For the Orions, I'm expecting the very standard LB20 for SRM6A, and that only leaves the Hellfire. I'm curious to see what that's bringing. 1 LB10, 2 Flamers, and 4 SRM6. Flamers seem to be very popular.
Yeah, you know, Oxy's the only team that I've really seen bring them that I can think of. So, Oxy's shooting a bunch of missiles at the and unable to hit the Paw Patrol's UAV. Paw Patrol seems to have grouped up behind this big rock. I mean, there's plenty of time for them to wait and play it cool. Man, I really hope ammo is not going to be an issue for Oxy, because they're just finally able to take down that UAV.
So, for the linebackers of Black Panther Legion, some of them seem to be SRM and some of them are medium pulse laser.
Oh yeah.
And I think I also spotted a flamer or 2 on the SRM ones.
Yeah, I was just looking at it. Looks like Star Commander's rocking some flamers. All right, we have some engagement here.
Oh, and Mazarius coming in from the back,
Yeah.
fighting Brother Viren.
Let's see. Weaver is taking some real punishment, but
And Hedgehog goes down.
yeah, he turned his back to the enemy. You can't really do that. So, now, yeah, the team got
Weaver's next.
split up. Yep. Oh,
Yeah, I
looks
think
like
Mazarius is going to be pretty happy with how that went. And he just tickled the Arctic Wolf a bit in the back, and like half
Yeah.
of Black Panther Legion just immediately turned around and ran at him.
yeah. And they talk about the squirrel. You're not supposed to chase, and that was definitely it. They got the squirrel.
They got him.
but
They got him.
They did get him, but at the cost of pretty much the entire match, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But damn it, they got that squirrel. So,
They've taken Epsilon.
Yeah, I think that was also a very decisive match after that.
yeah. Yeah, it was basically when they dropped I think that was that Hedgehog? Yeah, when they dropped Hedgehog in the back, it was what, 4v2 at that point, and just didn't 4v2 and just did not really work out for them. All right. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at these stats, shall we? All right.
Yeah, okay, so we can see really high damage from the 2 Orions. So, on top of the Viper being squirrely and getting the attention of the entire enemy team, the tonnage it freed up also went to mechs that apparently really excelled in this scenario.
Yeah. Man. Jackal definitely put in the work. They deserve the Met credits for this match, let me tell you what. So, Star Commander put in their best, scoring the highest damage, but just, you know, wasn't able to do as much as they would have liked. You know, kind of ending up going out in a blaze of glory by overheating.
I think it's also interesting that Brandon, well, he did a little less damage than Jackal, destroyed 8 components and got 3 of the killing blows. So maybe his shooting was a bit more precise, but both of the Orions definitely like more than pulled their weight. Great mech choice, apparently. I think, by the way, this is the map where we switch sides now, right?
That is, yep. So for drop 4, we switch, and drop 4 is coming up
River City.
Excellent. So, checking in on chat as we switch over. What does chat have to say? Backspace. That is the key I was looking for. Yes, thank you, Therax. Superfly was commenting on the amount of ECM that was in play that might have actually had been a contributing factor to what was going on. So that is a good insight, and I believe Superfly is on is on Paw Patrol, so it's really good to have their insight directly. Looking at the standings, pop over into those real fast.
I mean, that's 36 to 15 now,
Yeah, so
right? Yeah.
yep. So yeah, the you can see Oxy starting to pull away and really kind of lock down on that fourth, right? Unless Paw Patrol is able to really turn around these last two drops, fourth might be a bit out of their grasp. So, but with that, Oxy is now at what? Let's see, 36, 134-ish, 134-ish, 132-ish points. So they're really, even though they're, the Redcoats have not played, they are really gaining ground on that, right? So if they can pull in a full 90 points, well, I guess they can't pull in the full 90 points right now.
70.
But yeah. So if they can pull in the rest of the points, the next 30 points for the matches, then I think they're going to be in a really good spot going into next week. The Redcoats are playing Wolf's Legionnaires this week, or is that correct? I can't honestly remember.
The Redcoats are actually playing against you.
Oh,
Sweaty Sabers.
shit. Well, then, we're going to say that Oxy is totally going to get third because we're going to stomp the Redcoats. That is my completely unbiased caster opinion. And if anybody has any opinions otherwise, yeah,
it's
100% fact.
Yep.
So I guess our match at game time is really gonna be one to watch, and it's really gonna kind of really help decide who's in third, right? So Redcoats will either pull up and catch on us because we've got a bit of a lead on them, and secure that third place slot, or if we manage to fend off the Redcoats, then it's going to put Oxy in a very, very good position on the last week to be able to take out their third place win.
So I mean, I think oh yeah, Oxy is locked now.
Awesome. So let's go take a look at the map, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So River City. Perfect. So, I believe, let's see, with River City, we are going at what? Theta. Right there, nice in the middle.
Theta. Yep.
So, a lot of different things you can do, like, as far as, at least in my opinion, a team one, right? There's always the let's just run for it, right? Strategy. But there's also, a lot of really good kind of overlooks here that team one could take as far as punishing anybody who's trying to cap Theta, right? So this could be a really good ranged trading type map for team one, which is now Oxy.
I mean, I think both teams are going to deploy in Charlie. So, in that case, for Team 1, that means they are probably going to want to play around the Citadel. Like, just go here and take that for themselves. Oh, both teams are locked. I'm going to launch.
Oh, yeah. And both teams are dropping in Charlie, so we'll probably see a lot of that right there.
Yeah. And the park might also be interesting for Team 2.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of... equidistant to the Citadel, I think.
Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. It is so much easier doing this with another person than yeah.
Yeah, there's just so many things going on at the same time. That just not having to think about some of them is just so nice.
Yeah. All right. So I will go ahead and check out Oxy this time. Thank you again, Therax, for that hotkey, because, like I said, my Stream Deck crashed, and yeah. All right, so we have a lot of Timberwolves. We have 4 Timberwolves and a Kodiak. Mezzy is, looks like hanging out, but no drop has been called. With pulse lasers, heavy and heavy small laser on the Timberwolf, ER and pulse, so probably I'm gonna assume that they're all basically the same here, but where is my Kodiak? I don't see it. What do they got over there in BPL? Looks like the Piranha is already moved in and captured Theta.
Yeah, it's 1 Piranha with 2 heavy medium lasers, 4 ER micros, 4 heavy machine guns, and then a group of 4 executioners. And all these executioners are playing some sort of red lasers with 2 large pulse lasers.
Interesting. So the Kodiak is looks
Gauss
like to
from
be
it, right?
which what?
Gauss from it. It's the Kodiak 5.
Yeah, but it is, they're rocking 10 medium pulse lasers on it. So very much like a middle distance type build here from Oxy.
Basically not the Whoop Master, but the Whoop Bear.
Mm-hmm. Whoop it up.
What's the range on clan pulse lasers, medium pulse lasers specifically?
Oh man.
The Piranha is actually getting attacked, but they are evading pretty well, I think.
Look at that. They must have been the inspiration for the Twist and Shout song. Look at that. Dipped up, dive, and dodge. Oh no, they ran into a little culvert. Right back into, it looks like.
Oh. Yeah, I think they are way too aggressive though. Oh yeah, and there they go down.
Yeah.
The light mech is, I mean, I guess because it's only 1 cap point, they aren't quite as important as they are in the leagues where there's multiple cap points. But there wasn't really any reason for Star Commander to engage the enemy team yet.
Yeah.
So they should have just ran into the city towards the team when they had the chance.
Definitely. Yeah, it would have been really interesting to see if that Piranha had gotten to go off and do some backstabbing. So it looks like the Paw Patrol is pushing the hotel side of the map. So we're gonna see, again, you got, looks like Diedrich and Jackal over there with the rest of Oxy trying to kind of collapse around them. But Paw Patrol is just going to push straight through and see if they can isolate those 2 away from the other 3.
If they can really just commit to this push and pressure the Timberwolves, this can actually really go into their favor.
Don't stop, Artois! Don't stop! Keep going,
Dredrick
buddy!
is actually lagged.
Oh,
That's
no!
really good. But
Dredrick, yeah.
Dredrick is lagged, yeah. The Executioner builds are much more brawly and much more heat efficient than the Timberwolves and the Kodiak. Okay.
Timberwolves able to drop Jackal, so
Atlas also goes down.
yeah.
It's me. Ian goes down.
Push around the corner.
I think
Yep.
the Executioners are playing this a bit too much like they are also Pokemechs.
Yeah.
And they are much more brawly. But I think they will get this Bounty Hunter before they go down. It's already lagged.
Yeah. Oh. It's decided that it can do the one-on-one with Weaver.
Oh, that was nice twisting.
And Weaver, yeah.
I mean, the leg is cherry red. Cherry
Yeah.
red. It should
Oh
go down
my.
any second. But I think
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
it
last second.
Triumph will provide us
Just
Otis
got
Redding
it.
and the Knights would have been proud. So. All right, let's go ahead and publish those map stats and see what we can do. All right, boop, 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 boop. Submit.
We have relatively even damage out of Oxy. I mean, Quantum Rod is a bit lower, but that might just be that they were in an disadvantageous position. They just couldn't get as much line of sight. But everyone else is like sitting right between 450 and 600 damage. With Brandon in the assault getting the most.
Yeah. Brandon definitely seems to be one of Oxy's kind of stronger players here.
Yeah, he definitely has a very good showing in this match. Like this series, I don't know.
Yeah.
He has consistently been one of the best performers on their team.
Yep, and I guess looking into chat in his chat, that he is stepping away, so we will see some new people that is not Brandon on this last drop.
So the last drop, I'm really excited. So far, everything we've seen has been brawl of some sort. I mean, I guess in the 1v1s and 2v2s, not necessarily, but apart from that, everything has been really brawly. But now we have Alpine. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now we have
Go
Alpine,
ahead.
which is obviously like very open for the most part, very long range. Like there's lines. You can have lines of over 1 kilometer on this map very easily.
Yeah. Well, it's
And
interesting. I put the
it's
map
Gamma,
up.
by the way, right?
Yep,
Gamma
it is.
the capture point.
Right in that little city area. So you have tons of Overwatch. You've got a ramp over here. You've got a ramp over here.
Yeah.
You know,
That being
ramps.
said, I think this is really and literally an uphill battle for Team 2 in a sense, because they really need to get to these corners here to get line of sight to Gamma, right? They actually need to run up all the way here because it's going uphill. You can't look down and see everything. No, your vision is blocked relatively quickly by the incline. On the other side, for Team 1, they can just run down this ravine, run down into the city, and they have so many positions all over the ridge that can look directly at Gamma and deny it if Team 2 were to send someone there.
That is some impressive mouse drawing, my friend. I'm cheating. I have like a little tablet, but I'm hearing your clicks and seeing your arrows, and that's very impressive.
Thanks. Yeah, I tried. Yeah, so positions that I think if they go range, I think they will probably send someone to Echo 10, which I think is kind of a trap option. It's way too far from anything. So, but it seems really nice because you can see everything, but you're just a bit too far away, I think.
Well, looks like Team 1 is locked from the most part, even though they haven't said it.
Oh.
And they're going to be dropping in Alpha and Bravo, so they're probably going to do a hard push because only Diedrich is in Bravo and, seems to be an up-close and personal type of person. So I would expect Diedrich to be in a faster mech to catch up with the murder ball as it comes directly into Gamma. We might see something crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it really is. They're what? Well, they're 35 tons light, so that's like a Like a light mech they're missing.
135 tons light.
Oh, right, because it's the last.
500 tons.
Oh,
So,
Jesus. Yeah. Ooh, this. I've casted one team and they did this, and I hate to say it, but did not work out well for them. I hope.
I think it can really work out here because Team 1 really it's really Team 1's match to lose in a sense, especially if they have the speed advantage. Because right now they can just go take Gamma and then spread out all around it, right? And they can indefinitely prevent people from capping Gamma. And if you have these slow lumbering assaults, it can be really difficult to prevent people that are just peeking somewhere like 1,000 meters away from damaging you, especially if they are like small and tiny.
You think we might be seeing like a Pop-Tart Shadowcat strategy?
I mean, it's not quite light enough for that. Okay, both teams are locked.
All right. Well.
Wait, no. Yeah, team 2 locked. Okay.
Yep.
I can see the future. It was obvious that they are going to lock.
Yes.
I think what's more likely is that they are going to very quickly take Gamma and then have some heavier elements denying it from like Fox 8, Fox 9, Fox 10. Maybe they will send someone Echo 10. And yeah, I'm curious to see how Paw Patrol is going to position their firepower to kind of negate the mobility advantage that Oxy is definitely going to have.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, looking at the mechs very quickly, Black Panther bringing Legion, bringing Direwolves, and is that a Highlander?
Yeah, that's the Highlander. I think that's the Highlander with the ERPPC HSL.
Okay. Oh, we got Diedrich and a Shadowcat, a Night Gear, two Night Gears, a Warhammer, and a Blood Asp.
Yeah, I think the Night Gear D is the one that has the CT energy hard point.
Oh,
so
Blood Asp is bringing Lerms. Oh my god.
Night Gears are too. I think it's a Lerm deck actually.
Yeah, this is.
That is mean.
Ballsy. And the Shadowcat's got ER larges.
Does anything does the Shadowcat have tag?
I don't know. I've switched over to taking a look at the Paw Patrol. Superfly rocking their Superfly Uwu. Lots of Uwus over here, but we're looking at Ace. Wait, what the hell? It's Mien is doing 8 ER large lasers. Superfly's doing 8 AC2s. We've got Brother Varen seeing the 4 ER large 2 Goths, which is a little more expected. Same with Weaver. And the Highlander is rocking like you said, the 3 ER PPCs and 3 SRM 6s. So that's going to be their blocker, it seems like.
I think Black Panther Legion actually has a good shot though, because 2 of the Direwolves are carrying ECM. So since the lines are so long, there is a reasonable chance for them to be able to be mindful of their ECM cover and just kill them at ranges that Tag can't reach, so that they don't get the locks, right? But we can already see the first missiles flying. Those seem to be either dumbfired or out of range.
Yeah, just kind of popped in air there.
Yeah.
You get some little tickle here, a little tickle there. Oxy is on the most receiving end of the tickling, but Oxy seems to be hiding away all of their Lerms. They're basically, I think they're gonna wait and spring them all on them all at once.
Yeah, I mean they still have ER larges, so they aren't really making it extremely obvious that all of them have Lerms.
Oh, there it goes! Look at that!
There it goes. Oh yeah, that is
Right into
That
the
is
Highland. Oh,
cool.
look at that. That's beautiful.
At this point, the Black Panther Legion should spread their direwolf Seas to provide cover.
Yeah.
Because they don't have to get Lerm. Like, there's no tag. As soon as
Yeah.
they are in ECM, the Lerms will stop.
Yeah, Brother Viren came right up in there to provide that cover.
And they lost a lot of health, but it's Lerms. They sandblasted. And on the other side, Grin Barrett like, probably got a lot more pinpoint damage. Oh yeah, he's already open CT.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Weaver and It's Me Ian are positioned way too defensively. They are like
Ooh.
1,600 meters out.
Yeah, look at that. Brother Varen just dropped Grim Barrett. Took advantage of that. Diedrich is coming in to do some close range stuff. I think this is where the Hugans really got to come up and to help out with those SRMs.
Oh, actually, the ridgeline they are shooting at is just 1,200 away, though, I mean, the mechs are a bit further. Oh, It's Me Ian is actually dropping down, moving towards Gamma
Interesting.
on the ground. And they don't have ECM coverage. As soon as Oxy notices, they can Lerm him.
Yeah,
And they can Lerm him forever.
Superflies got caught out. Are they legged or they just a direwolf? Yep, they're legged. So that's not great for them. They're going to be functionally useless for a while, and really very great target for the Lerms. Our ToS needs to find cover. Is getting Lermed again, strayed too far away from their ECM buddy. So. Oh.
But I
and
think
also,
Brother Baron is actually getting good shots right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, Brother Varen was the one. Look at that. Darimund is got some good shots on them. Does Brother Varen have ECM? I would have expected.
Yes, both Direwolf C have ECM.
I mean, but did they take it? That's the question. That seems like.
I jumped into the mech. They have it.
Oh, okay, they do.
Maybe
okay.
it got crud out though. No, it's still up.
Okay, I don't know. They're just
Something
taking a
is
lot of.
spotting them. They are just not losing the locks.
Yeah, I wonder if they
Maybe
didn't
they
take
don't have
radar.
radar deprivation.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah. And with all the missile nodes, that is, I think, a 7.5 second lock, something like that. It's 4 seconds base, and then you can skill another 3.5.
Yeah. Let's zip right over here to It's Mian. They are trying desperately.
Yeah. They should go for the buildings to their right. That might actually provide some cover, but right now they're just standing wide out in the open.
Yeah, they're trying real hard to get that cap, but you know, unless they get, there's not fast enough, and they're just gonna get kind of chunked to death.
Oh, the Shadowcat goes down, and Weaver has ECM, so they aren't an easy target for the Lerms.
Yeah. Look at that.
Super
Also,
flag
Weaver is the freshest.
Oh yeah.
The Lerms got distracted, allowing It's Mian to
Point Gamma.
actually take Gamma 4 seconds before they had to. So It's Mian has to hold this point basically. Well, BP, the Paw Patrol has to hold this point the entire time.
Yeah. I think Weaver going in aggressively now is exactly the right move. This is going to keep Mazarius and Jackal out in the open, so the ELR just can finish them off.
Yeah, look, let's go ahead and look at them. We got a well-placed arty strike right there.
They are trying to deny It's Me Ian, but I think that is not what we should be focusing on.
No, Mazarius gone down. All that's left is Jackal. So.
Yeah, I think the smartest thing for Black Panther Legion right now would be to hide all their damaged assaults and just have Weaver and Brother Varen kill Jackal, because Artos can die any second. Like,
Artos better really drop back.
Yeah, he should be avoiding fire.
Yeah, he's I don't know what.
There's no need for him to fight right now.
Yeah,
but
he's
at
just
the same time. Yeah, I mean, it's not taking points away from them, so.
Well, he's got that bloodlust in. So
Yeah, he just wants to kill. He wants to shoot. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I can imagine after getting learned that you kind of want to shoot at someone yourself.
All right, and Weaver was able to finish him off. So, wow, look at that, though. Black Lance Legions, everybody except for Weaver is in the 20 to 30% left range.
Yeah, I mean, both the ECM mechs are relatively healthy. I think Brother is lagged. We saw that happen earlier, right?
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, yeah, he's lagged and open right, so right side.
Yeah, our ToS is open CT, open legs, and open left CT, and basically missing the right CT. So just hair's breadth from death. Let's see. As they spread out, yeah, I mean, I think really the clutch play was Weaver coming in and actually I think Artois pulling the attention away from Weaver at the cost of quite a bit of armor, because that allowed him to get the cap. Because if he hadn't, and Oxy had gotten any more points, there it would have been past the point of no return, especially with these slow mechs, right?
By the way, the Shadowcat, it didn't have tech, it had a knock. So that explains how the ECM mech got learned for so long when it shouldn't have been. Yeah. Brother just got knocked.
That makes sense.
So that makes it even more important that Weaver aggressively pushed that position and killed the Shadowcat together with, I think it was Superfly, right? Superfly and Weaver were the ones pushing on the ground. Yeah. I'm getting that kill really cut down on the effectiveness of these lerms.
Yeah. Well, Artois has captured Kappa. Just taking a quick look at their paint job. It looks like it's gone through hell, because it has. So all sorts of little bullet holes and stuff. So, but
I mean, you can still see the decals, and that's the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? And the crotch area of It's Me, Ian's mech. I need to know. Notice me, Senpai. Yeah, I notice you.
Yeah.
The enemy has capped enough resources.
All right.
We've failed.
Blotter variant. No, doesn't really have anything written. Let's see, what do they got over here? BP. Oh, there it is. Finishing with Notice Me Senpai on the crotch.
Perfect. I mean, can you imagine a better last match for Paw Patrol?
Right. Yeah, I mean, this is really what Paw Patrol needed to stay in the mix.
Oh look, this is like the damage is just it just exemplifies the difference between using lasers and using lerms.
Whoa! Mezzi coming away with 1,385 damage. That is impressive for a 5-person game.
Yeah, the Oxy mechs that got to live a bit longer, right? They really farmed. Like even Diarmid at the third place, right? Damage wise, still out damages any Black Panther Legion player, but Black Panther Legion got all the kills and Oxy did not.
Yeah. You know, I mean, the points will update here in a second. You know, Oxy was able to basically overarchingly pull ahead of Paw Patrol by 20 points. But, you know, again, I think Paw Patrol basically completely shutting out Oxy on that last match is going to really matter as far as like Oxy's places in the standing, right? So Paw Patrol might not be able to claw their way up to third, but they've definitely spoiled Oxy's run for anything higher. So, or at least not spoiled it, just made it quite a bit more difficult.
A bit closer. I mean, if we look at the upcoming matches again, Redcoats will have to fight Oxy head on in the last week. and Sabres are going to have to fight Wolves Legionnaires. So both of the competitors, I mean, in the case of European Redcoats, the direct competitor, have some difficult matches ahead of them. So if Oxy will go up to like 146 points. So it's it's really close to Redcoats, even though, I mean, Redcoats haven't played yet.
Yeah. But
If
yeah,
we say that both Redcoats and Sabres just get 40 points. So I don't know who wins, don't know who loses, but like average points, then they are almost an entire match ahead of Oxy. So maybe that's enough. Maybe that's enough of a head start so that Oxy can't catch up anymore.
Yeah.
But I think if Redcoats loses to Sabres,
which they
and
will,
really gets, I mean, objectively they will.
Objectively, yeah.
Objectively, and if
But
they
in fantasy
really,
land,
if they only get very few points, like 15 points or so, seems to be like the lowest that it's usually going, right? Except in very one-sided matches. So if they get like 15 points, they are still almost 20 points ahead of Oxy. So Oxy would need to win more decisively against Redcoats than they just did against Paw Patrol. So it is definitely going to be, like, it is possible, but it's going to be require a lot of work on Oxy's part, and also just a bit of luck.
Yeah, it is definitely gonna be hopping in the G spot next week. So make sure you come on down. It will make it easy to find. We'll put up some lights and cast as much as we can. Yeah, but things are gonna get interesting this weekend and also next week. I am really excited to see all these direct kind of head-to-head placement stuff and how it's all gonna shake out. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that is the end of our cast. It looks like Mezzy is going to be playing hide and seek with the Paw Patrol folk, where they're going to be doing everybody turns off their HUDs, 2 minutes to hide, and then Mezzy has to come and find them. So I might continue to cast that. I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, that's all. Thank you, Lumi, for joining today. Like, it's been really great.
I mean, thanks for having me. It's awesome to be able to cast. I think it's so much fun seeing the other people play, and I think it's also really interesting to see what every individual team is doing differently, because I think definitely in the G spot and definitely in most of the low diffs, every team really has their own unique style and does things differently to the other teams.
Yeah. And what was it? Yeah, no, I mean, if there's any late night ones late night for me, early morning for you, casts that you ever want to be a part of again, I would love to co-host with you. I think it's worked out really well.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if there is anything, I'll definitely ping you.
Excellent. Jumping into chat for one last time. We've got some compliments for Brandon's brutal backshots. And Narc Shadowcat, Brother Varen. Yes, good job on your paint job. And Alec Ratz, thank you for complimenting me on the camera positioning. So I used to be a photographer, so I'm trying real hard to bring those skills to bear. I take that back. I guess Oxy and BPL are going to be playing a free-for-all hide-and-seek match. So, but I think I'm gonna sign out for now. Thank you, Lumi, again. And let's take one last quick look at the standings before we go. Come on. Where are you? Bam. So this is what the standings look like this week, and we should see those updated going into next week. So this is gonna be, it's gonna be get real here down in the G spot. So, well, have a good night. Thank you again, and I am going to end the stream with the stream button.